guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. I am here with one of my good friends and clients, Rachel, and I am so excited to chat with you guys today about Rachel. And then Rachel and I are going to have a talk. And I'm so excited. We are going to be chatting about her journey throughout all of the Metabolic Fix live programs, what really inspired her to get started, and where she is today. We're going to talk about her nutrition and training, as well as her mindset shifts, because this is not just a physical transformation, it is a mindset and mental transformation as well. So Rachel has done so phenomenal throughout every single program that I offer. And she's constantly showing up, putting in the work, has a wonderful attitude. I was fortunate enough to work with her through the COVID era and for the whole year, just all of us struggling through this craziness. And I am just so thrilled to see how much she's transformed physically and mentally. And I feel like she's so relatable. She's a mother, wife, and she works. She's a nurse, and she's giving back in so many ways to the community as well. And I feel like for women, if you are just getting started in your journey, or maybe you have been doing this for a while and you're just needing a little inspiration, she is one of the people that inspires me daily. So I'm hoping you will be inspired from this presentation. And hi, Rachel. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. So I would love for you to just tell us what really inspired you to take me up on that offer. Was it over a year ago with one of the challenges I launched?
Yeah, it was in January, I want to say right before COVID. So I guess it was January 2020. I thought, okay, Ashley is having like a free, little metabolic challenge. And I was like, well, why not? It's free. I'll sign up. I'll see what it's about. I've always struggled with my weight since I can remember. So I was like, well, let's give this a try. It's free. Why not? And I just stuck with it. And so I went from the free program to the metabolic. It was Fit by Design, but now it's Metabolic Rise. And I loved it. And I just got hooked. Like it was just exactly what I needed. So yeah.
And so before doing the RISE program, which was formerly the Fit by Design, like you said, we just did some rebranding, so some new names for things. Were you lifting weights consistently?
Oh, no. I would do like some workouts at work when our gym at work was open. It would be like on a elliptical or a spin bike. It was more cardio. But I mean, I wasn't losing weight. I was just kind of maintaining or maybe dropping a pound or two, but nothing, that I was excited about. I was just kind of stagnant, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it was so cool to see you start weight training, and I love the workout app. I think it makes things so easy for anyone because you can do the workouts at home. You can do them at the gym. There's demos. So it's not like you have to look things up on Google. I remember the days actually before I invested in the Trainerize app where I would have to either send or my clients would have to Google exercises because they weren't really sure what the movement was supposed to be like. And then, as you know, if you Google an exercise, there's like 15 variations that come up for that one exercise.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And so I was just so impressed with how, like, you literally went all in. You showed up for all the workouts. I remember you constantly, checking them off of your list. And I would even see through the Trainerize app, Rachel did her workout today. And I really loved that. I love seeing that you did that. And so you did that for about a year. And I know we did some other stuff. I know we did a diet audit, but then after COVID happened, you maintained so well and you actually lost a lot of inches. So although during that year, the scale weight didn't move a lot, when we looked at your total inches lost from just the RISE program, you lost several inches. I don't have the number written down, but it was several inches. So you lost body fat and gained muscle mass. And so you were a lot stronger. You had a lot more muscle mass on your frame, less body fat. And that is when you signed up for the live program. And so that is the
Yeah.
6-week group coaching program. And I
Yeah.
felt like that program was like just added fire to your momentum, and it just really increased the speed of things for you.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. It kind of it was like in nursing school we had something called front end loading where you are given a ton of information at once and then you implement it. So that way you're prepared for whatever situation you go in. And that's what I felt like the program was for me. It just gave me so much information and I was like it lit that fire. I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is where I need to be. This is where I see myself going. This is the future I want, right? Like, this is what I want my life to be like. I don't want to be worried about like what I'm putting in my mouth and gaining weight here, losing weight there, or vacations, or, I just want to live my life, but be healthy about it. Like, make it sustainable, make it something that I can put into practice. Because, like you said, I'm a nurse, so I might be at work for 12 plus hours. Who knows? And so I'm not going to feel guilty if I have to eat the peanut butter crackers from work just so that I have something on my stomach. Like, I don't want to feel like that. And so that 6-week program definitely lit the fire, like you said.
Yeah, and I felt like you were already going in the right direction, and that program just gave you that momentum, like front loaded. You had all of the information delivered to you in a way that you could start to break it down into more digestible pieces and truly put it together for yourself. And I do feel like it gave you that momentum. But even before that program, you were constantly putting forth effort. You're constantly showing up. So you have kept that attitude throughout all of the programs, through the live program, and now in one-on-one coaching, exact same thing. I mean, I'm working with you very intimately now in a one-on-one setting. And I mean, you're still constantly showing up, and all the things you were doing a year ago or longer than that, you're still doing today. And the thing I love most about what you said a second ago is that you don't need to be worrying about your vacations and, oh my gosh, what if you have to eat some peanut butter nabs at work because you got called in or couldn't make it back home for, dinner or the next meal. And it's really a lifestyle and not a diet. And that's what you have to, and you do this, but, if you're watching this, that's what you have to start thinking about this as is this is a lifestyle. It's not a quick fix. It's not a diet. The program is designed to teach you how to sustain and lose weight in a way that works for your lifestyle and fits with your schedule. And the greatest thing is now you are losing pounds and inches, and the weight is coming off. The body fat was already coming down, but I know you've noticed changes. Colleagues are noticing changes. You've hit that point to where people are like, whoa, hang on, Rachel, you look different now, which is always so amazing because you've been putting in work for a while. And this is the way weight loss and fat loss happens. You're putting forth the effort, you're putting in work. And for a little while there's kind of this period where not a lot's happening, although you're putting forth a lot of work. But then if you just keep showing up, you don't give up. If you fall off track, you get right back on track. Though that momentum, it starts to build. It's like a domino effect. And then it really does continue to go, and people start to see all of that effort you've been putting in. And I really see that you are there and things are just moving forward. So, you're losing pounds, you're losing inches. I know that you started to lose actually through the 6-week program. It was amazing the weight loss and inches you lost during that short period of time, because it's just a month and a half. But now I feel like the one-on-one has kind of been that other torch. So now we have another torch coming at you, and it's going to really take you to that end goal, that ultimate place you want to be. Right. And then that's going to be the place you can stay at forever and maintain it. And so the point of all of this, and I know you agree, is to utilize all the tools you need to get to where you need to be. But throughout this process, you're learning how to do this. You're learning how to go through this on your own as well on your own. So when you get to that goal, you're going to be able to maintain it.
Right.
And so before starting Metabolic Fix, what were some of the diet programs you tried out?
Oh gosh. I guess which ones haven't I tried? Let's see. So I tried Beachbody. I tried like low carb and I lost weight with low carb, but I mean, I was starving. Like if I looked back on my Fitness Pal because I used that
Mhm.
to track my food then. I was eating like 1,000 calories a day, if that maybe. I mean, yes, I was losing weight, but I was miserable. I was eating like there was no bread, like nothing. And then I'd lose weight, but then, you felt deprived. So you'd binge on like everything you couldn't have. And it was just this back and forth. And I lost weight, but I put it right back on. I mean, you could have, I put it on in a day, I'm sure. Like that's how it felt. So I've tried so many different things, and nothing has been sustainable or worked until I worked with you. Like the weight I'm at now, I seriously don't remember ever being at this weight. I remember being 120 pounds when I was like in 5th grade. Then I remember how much I was when I got pregnant with my daughter, but I don't remember this in between. And I'm at that in between now, which is an awesome feeling. Like I do not remember seeing the scale this low, which is so cool for me.
Yeah. What do you think has been the biggest shift? Because like you said, you did keto, you did Beachbody. I know we've talked about lots of other diets and, hey, my hand's up there too. I tried different things out years ago too. And, ultimately you're starving yourself or cutting out food groups to just try to lose a few pounds and you gain them back. Right. And that's never any fun. And emotionally, I think it takes a toll on you to where you start to feel like nothing's going to work because you
Yes.
see that nothing has worked so far. So,
Yeah.
what do you think is the biggest differences between what you're doing now with Metabolic Fix compared to before? So, what do you think has kind of allowed you to get to this in between weight that you haven't seen in years?
Yeah. So I think a lot of it has to do with mindset. You are really big on mindset, and, instead of all or nothing, like you say, just going all in, just showing up. Even if you give 50%, and let's say you did half your workout, you showed up, you did something. And just the mindset about it. Like, I'm not feeling deprived because I'm eating. I'm not feeling like I'm never going to have cake again. Like, again, it was my birthday in April and I was like, Dairy Queen cake. I got that Dairy Queen cake. I'm not depriving myself. It's just a mindset shift that you have to do. And you provide that for me. I've never had that before in anything else. And I think that just makes such a difference.
Mhm. You're right. The mindset is everything. And that's why it is. And obviously, in one on one, since we're working so closely together, we can communicate privately and, go back and forth on our calls or whatever we need to break through it. But I realized through coachings for so many years, one on one with clients, even before moving my company online, that it was actually one of the key things that would make or break someone's transformation. And that's why I included in the live program. That's why in the Rise program, you'll hear me show up and do videos about, knowing your worth, believing in yourself. What are you telling yourself? Are you saying that you're a failure? Are you saying you're never going to be able to do this? Are you having one bad meal and saying, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just eat badly all weekend. What is it worth anymore? And I think diet programs actually teach you that it's all or nothing. You're either on plan and you're doing perfectly. So that means you're following those restrictive nutrition principles and guidelines. You're getting in all of those workouts, regardless of what it is or how long it is, and you feel great. It's almost like you can check everything off that laundry list. But then as soon as life happens, let's say you get called into work or one of your children gets sick or you're busy with the kids and you just can't keep up, or it's a birthday or a holiday and you have something off plan or you miss a workout, you feel like you've ruined everything. And since things are so restrictive, you probably do gain weight back because you were restricting all the carbs. So suddenly your body has carbs and it's like, whoa, I can't take this. Well, I think that that's amazing because that's one of the things too is, the mindset component and continuing to flex that mindset muscle. We work on flexing our physical muscles, but what about our mind?
Right.
And the thoughts that we're saying to ourselves every single day, and that all or nothing thinking. And I think the best part, and you show this so well, Rachel, is that sustainability is that middle ground, actually. Diets don't teach you that. you're either
Right.
dieting or you're not. So it's black or
Right.
white, but there's actually something in between that no one knows about, and it's called balance.
Yeah.
And that's what equals sustainable results. So there is no all or nothing anymore. You
Mhm.
just continuously show up.
Right.
And, I remember for myself when I think one day, and this is a funny story, but one day, I think it was lunchtime, it was my daughter's birthday. We had pizza and ice cream. Well, I enjoyed it. And normally, back in my dieting days, that would have been opening a can of worms. So I would have had pizza and ice cream again that day. I would have had all the things later for the weekend. You wake up Monday, you feel miserable, bloated, and you have to start over, right? Well, I remember having pizza and ice cream and saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's normal. It's my daughter's birthday. I'm going to enjoy this. And then the
Right.
next meal, I got right back on track. And I
Right.
remember saying, I don't want the pizza and ice cream. I just had it. And if I want it, I'll eat it again next week. It's not that big of a deal. But that's all in. It's not all or nothing. And so I'm so happy that that's helped you, especially through COVID, right? Where it's
Oh,
so easy to just be like, well, I can't go to the gym. I can't leave my house. I can't
yeah.
do anything. So who cares?
Yeah. And when COVID started, we were doing, the metabolic or the Fit by Design, but now it's the Metabolic Rise. We were doing that. And I know we had planned it in the gym at first. And so I was going to the gym at work, and then it transitioned to at home workouts. And that first week, I was kind of like, I think like everybody, I was like, well, forget this. Like COVID, like my world shut down. How am I supposed to work, have kids at home? Like, am I doing? I think everybody felt that. And so I think for a week I didn't work out. And then I think you messaged me and was like, just checking in. And I was like, you know what? Like, I just need to get my butt up off the couch. Like, even if I have 5 pound dumbbells, which is all I had then, right? Because everybody was going out buying everything. I was like, if I just move and do something. And that just stuck with me. And so I started working back out again, and I just kept going. Like you said, it's not, all or nothing. It's just showing up.
Mhm.
Even if it's a half a workout, because I got called into work, at least I did something.
Yeah. And man, that attitude has paid off
Yep.
so much for you because, even on the days you maybe felt like you were only giving 50% or 20%, you were still moving forward.
Yep.
And it's not a race. The only person you're in competing with is yourself. You're
Right.
not losing anything. And honestly, any good decision you make in regards to your nutrition, your exercise, your lifestyle habits, it's going to push you forward. And so it could be, hey, I can't do the full workout today. And so, yeah, I remember back when COVID first happened, most of the workouts were done in the gym because everybody was at the gyms. And
Yeah.
so then we had to transition to at home workouts. And I remember with kids being home, a lot of people were feeling overwhelmed with longer workouts. So I even made 15-minute workout options
Yep.
because it's like, okay, I know it may not sound like a lot, but even if you have 15 minutes,
Yeah.
you can it's better than nothing. And that 15 minutes, that's making a deposit into your health 401k.
Yeah.
May not feel like a ton, but just like with any savings account, right? Slowly but surely, after you continue adding money, no matter the amount, if you do it consistently, you're going to be impressed with where you are in a year. And so that's how I look at the health too, is just let's make deposits. Some
Yeah.
days you're going to make big deposits. You're going to have an amazing workout. You're going to have a great week of eating. You're going to feel mentally solid. But then guess what? There's going to be some weeks your deposits are going to be a quarter of that, or an eighth of that, or
Yep.
half of that, but you're still showing up. And that is what makes the difference. And just like with you, hands down, you are already and will continue to be one of the most amazing transformations I've seen physically and mentally, just with the mindset changes you've made and the physical transformation as well. But every person that is successful throughout my programs, that is what sets them aside. It is the all in principle. breaking free of the all or nothing mindset and doing that little deposits. And sure, like, some days you message me and your workouts will be amazing, right? And it's just like everything went so well, or your nutrition, it just felt so easy even for the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
But then other weeks, it's going to kind of feel like you're climbing Everest,
Yes.
but you just keep showing up. And so I thank you so much for your time today. And the one last thing I would like to ask you is, for someone that is maybe not doing anything at this time in their
Yeah.
life, maybe they have done Weight Watchers or Beachbody or the Shake Diet or HCG, oh my gosh, or intermittent fasting, you're not eating. Some people are going 18 to 20 hours a day now and not eating to lose weight. What would you say to that woman that, is really wanting to get started, but having tried all those other programs and not seeing great results? Is there any type of, words of advice or encouragement or anything you would say?
So I guess I would say give Ashley's program a try. Like, just give it a try. It might seem overwhelming at first, because I know for me, I was like, whoa, this is totally different, because I was doing cardio, right? I wasn't lifting weights. I wasn't interested in lifting weights. Eating certain foods, like I was like, oh, I need to be eating more healthy foods. So there's a lot of changes going on, but if you take it one step at a time, one thing at a time, focus on one thing, drinking more water, then working on your food, then working on your exercise. I mean, investing in Ashley's program has changed my life. I mean, it's changed my family's life. My kids see me work out. They like to work out with me. It's motivated my mom to go on walks and take care of her health. I mean, for me, it's sustainable. Like you said, like, I can do this. I'm prepared to do this. And then I can go on with my life. Like, I am not going to be dieting forever. I'm not going to be feeling like there's this relationship with food that's just a push and pull. Like, I'm fueling my body. I'm eating to be healthy. I'm eating to lift weights. I'm eating to have a healthy body for the rest of my life. And it's an investment you should be making. And I have to say, like, you're the only program I've ever done that I've lost weight, I'm eating, and I feel awesome. Like, I just feel so much better. So do it.
Oh,
That's my advice, is
so
do
much.
it.
I'm almost crying. This is so amazing. No, I mean, and guys watching this, like, there's no scripts to any of this. We're just truly having a conversation. And, that means so much to me, because that's exactly what I would want for you. And that's exactly what I want for every single person that, comes into my world. And I always say this, Rachel, it's not, as a coach and even an expert, what is important. And I know we've had discussions on coaches these days that really aren't coaches or certified, but I'll tell you something else that always stands out to me. It's not just being a knowledgeable coach that has experience and expertise, it's caring. And, I always want to care first and then share my expertise after, because, I know for myself, even when I was going through some of my dieting struggles, it was really lonely. And I didn't have anyone there, even though I kind of knew what I should be doing. I was very much so caught in that trap. And I just remember suffering really silently through things and not really feeling like I had that support. And then I finally remember when I got myself through everything and I'm on the other side and I'm, building the Metabolic Fix pretty much curriculum and how I want to build my business. I remember saying, once I got to the other side, I think it was maybe a summer or a beach trip or something. I was in a bathing suit and I was enjoying my food for once. I remember saying, this is what I want to give people.
Yeah.
It's not a size 0. It's not a size 2. It's a feeling that you have. I felt happy. I felt content. I felt confident. I felt not obsessed with my food or freaking out because, God forbid, I was going to miss a workout or something. And I thought, this is what I want to package up and give to someone so they can see that you can feel really good in your own skin and whatever that is for you, and be able to live your life and be a mom or be a wife or work or do whatever it is, and do that without misery. It's almost like we've associated weight loss or health or fitness with being miserable, because diets are typically
Yeah.
miserable. And so just hearing
Right.
your story inspires me so much. And so for all of you listening, thanks for watching. Rachel is a superstar. Please keep an eye out for her, because we have lots of work we're going to continue doing throughout the summer, throughout the fall, and forever. This is a forever plan. I mean, obviously, you're going to get to your goal and you're going to be in maintenance and things are going to shift a bit for you. But the basic principles you'll keep implementing forever, lifting weights forever. You've built up a great home gym now. You're good to go, which is amazing. You don't ever have to go to a gym again.
No, I know. I love it. I don't have to leave my house now.
Yeah. And you can walk and do all kinds of stuff in your beautiful area there. So you're good to go. And Rachel, I cannot thank you enough for being here. And I'm so blessed to have you as a client and a friend. And for those of you watching, thank you for watching. And I'm looking forward to hearing from any of you ladies. If you are in the Metabolic Fix world, hop into our groups and show Rachel some love. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.